What's up, guys? It's another one. Doing it again. Man, long night. I was trying to promote the TikTok and everything else. The Chris Dubois 2022 on TikTok. Um, man, I was trying to promote it all night. Yeah, spent money on the promotions, did much as I could because you know what? Sometimes people want to sell themselves and become a creator. I'm not a creator. I am a motivator, a life coach, and I put out the information and understanding of the world that I have so that others may grow. That is what I do. Um, and I spend a lot of time to myself holding it in because sometimes you have to perfect the message in order for it to be heard the right way. And that's true for anyone. I can tell you all day long that Michael Jordan's the best basketball player in the world, but if I told you that before he even went to North Carolina, then I sound like I'm nuts. And if I tell you 20 years from now, it sounds like I'm rehashing old stuff everyone knows. You have to find a niche in which information has a use. Um, and on my march to 50 years old, I know now that the message is about ripe. It's about ready to be understood by those hearing it, especially after things like the pandemic and um, the change of the social status, the social networking of the of the population. And there's a lot of things that changed um, that people weren't ready for in a generation of people who don't know what to look for in life because people reach for this right here to find truth when so far there's nothing but lies out there. There's good memes and copies of information, but not understanding what it's made to do. But I'm going to show you. I understand the thing that is missing nowadays in today's culture is walking the path and showing people the path. Showing people how difficult it is, but make it look easy. I learned that um, in my old career field is that when you're really good at something and you know what you're doing, it always looks easy, but everyone else looks at it like it's impossible. Well, let me tell you, man, I spent all night on them promotions. Man, I did all the little gimmicks and things I could to get those numbers up to sell this message. Then I signed up for probably another gimmick that's I don't like, and that was a speak off, so I can put my message out there and have people hear it, even though it's just a contest and a gimmick of paying money to be promoted on this contest. But I did the free version because I can't afford the other right now. I might pay for it if this next two jobs come through the right way. Um, then I'll do that. But motivation and focus. When you're focused on the goal, then every part of your being looks to that goal. And even though in my heart it feels like I lack a lot of motivation because I don't feel that rah like we want. I know I'm motivated because when I wake up in the morning, it's okay, what can I do to take this one more step forward? And if you look at some of my TikToks, you'll even see it. The only way to progress is take a step forward and not take a step back. That's all you got to do. And either you'll get to your goal or you'll die on starvation, starving yourself from success. And it sounds really easy, but if you really take apart those words, it's exactly what it is. When you want something, you're hungry, metaphorically, and you go for it, and either you're going to eat or you're going to starve yourself on the hunt. It's the same thing in the nature and everything else. And what most do is they settle for the easy food instead of the one they want. Because maybe the one they want, they feel is hard to attain. But let's look at it from the lion's point of view, or another big cat. A lot of big cats run into a problem of reward versus energy expended. Maybe the lion wants the gazelle, but the lion might not be that fast. So can he beat the gazelle in a war of attrition? Well, human ingenuity allows us to manipulate things so our effectiveness or efficiency can skyrocket if we use our brain. The lion can only run and chase down its prey. It can only use its speed, size, and force. It can't use the technicals. Well, I actually do use some of the technicals, but instead of just the ambush technique for my goal of becoming a life coach and getting my message out, I'm going to use the other way. Let other people help promote me with their gimmicks, such as the follow party that they do on different live chats on TikTok, where you got to sit there and like all these people and follow them back and keep doing this just so the algorithm catches your name because you have so many likes and views. Well, that's tedious. It's annoying. It probably isn't the crowd I want necessarily. I don't know. But it increases your promotion by letting people who wouldn't normally see your content see it. And the people who don't like your content, they're still going to end up clicking it anyway because the algorithm's going to force it down their throat, even if they fucking swipe it. But it builds up something so you catch an algorithm. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine last night. We were talking about you can't change the algorithm. Yes, you can. Everyone can change the algorithm. That's why the algorithms change, is because people manipulate it. Well, understandably, sometimes it doesn't change because they want you to manipulate it. And so that's what I'm doing with TikTok. I can't do it so well with YouTube because the videos are longer, and I would have to get a lot more YouTube content, then get a promotion thing here so people would say my name, but then the things I listen to and watch aren't necessarily the things that I'm promoting. So my circle of people who are out putting out positive messages, and people who are putting out motivation, people who are giving people information to improve their own lives, they're far and few between, and the likes and things they get are out in the real world, not necessarily online. Because when it's online, it's almost free, and it's hard to find a science where you're getting people drawn in and not giving away your content for free. And it's a really interesting business model that I'm trying to navigate. So it's a work in progress, and I'm learning the hard way. But I'm still motivated. I'm still doing it. Every bit of my being, every little bit of dollar goes towards that. Sort of like what I like to relate to the rappers who are up and coming, who really have a craft and want to do it, where they do everything they can and put every little nickel they can into that thing. They're hoping to get big, but the difference is I don't have to wait till I get big because I just want my message out. The getting big part will come on its own. That's why I keep doing the YouTubes, even though I know it isn't the most efficient means of promotion. But it is a form of my humility to still do the content of my daily movement towards this goal, so people can watch, see, learn, and do it themselves. And I know there's a lot more efficient ways, a lot better ways, a lot of things I could do to draw people in, but the reality is those aren't me, and being someone besides me isn't going to sell my message. It's going to sell the message that's already there. It's going to sell the ideas and concepts that people have been beating into the ground to make a dollar off of other people and not actually promoting well-being within themselves. I'm happy doing this. Happier. I'm not really that will-to-do, happy, bubbly person anymore. I used to be, but as I kind of figured out, not knowing makes you happier than knowing. But we're going to do this. And I have a TikTok that explains a lot, and I understand I did it differently. There's no fancy video. It was just me walking down the street in the middle of the night because I had so much on my mind. I was doing a promotion thing on one phone while I'm having thoughts in another. And it said simply, this. I've been beat, put down, shoved in the corner. I've been all the bad things that can happen in life. I've probably witnessed most of them or been through it. But in the end, I'm still going to win. I'm not going to go down like that. I'm still going to win, and I know it. Not because it's some gimmick. It's because that's what's inside me. And I tried to convey that with the feelings that I had inside instead of the character that people will play. Like as we're doing the promotions and people are, oh my God, oh thank you. And they're doing all this exciting stuff, right? To seem overzealous. But if you do it every weekend, I already know, bro. You don't feel it the same. Someone giving you $6 for a subscription and this or that, and you're so excited and you talk about, oh, you're gonna cry because you're so happy. I'm not complaining about your role. I'm actually worried that your happiness level is being brought down by an easy success that is warranted because you're doing the craft, but I know you're not fulfilled. You're making the money, but the money is empty. You're doing a lot of promotions, but it's making a person cold, and that is kind of sad to me because I'm do the same thing, and I might not have millions upon millions of followers or whatever. For each and every person who hears my voice and understands that I'm speaking the truth and speaking from the heart and not leading anyone astray for $1 will enlighten a few people. And I'm not going to try and do all these accolades of how smart I am or what I scored on a Mensa test or blah, blah. I'm not going to do all that because that means I'm above anyone I talk to. And the reality is I'm not. Because as many accolades as I can give myself, I am a realist. I can give myself to just many detractors. I can tell you about my past, how I'm a horrible father and grandfather. I can tell you how I'm a horrible family member and brother. Bad uncle. Lazy worker. Addict, alcoholic, whatever you want to call it. bad credit, all the things that have gone on with most people where they feel that they are not at their prime and not the best. I'm that. But I also have things I can say that make me great at all the things I think I'm bad at. It's about an image that a person tries to portray. Well, you know what image I'm trying to portray? A person giving advice, a person who's willing to listen and empathize with situations and tell you what is real and what is not. Your boyfriend broke up with you? Personally, as myself, I don't really care. That's just your problem. But then I empathize and I go, well, you know what? Your situation is not my problem. But now that I have a communication with you, how you handle it and survive it is. Because for that moment, I'm in your life. So yes, it feels crappy, and I'm using the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, the significant other loss. I understand it hurts, it sucks. You want to be revenge, you want to be petty, you want to be angry, you want to be sad. I got to get a person away from that and move them towards something positive, even using that negative energy. So you're mad? Fine. You know what you do? Go work out. Go work out. Get that bad body. Be the baddest, hottest thing in the world. So that way, in your head, I know you can say, hey, I know they're looking at me now. But I, as a motivator, don't actually care about that. My goal is to get you out of the depression. And if I have to use those tactics to do it, then that's what you do. Hell, I'll even go to the gym with you. Or if they left you for some other reason, your best friend or whatever is sleeping with him, whatever, don't get rid of the best friend. Don't be mean. Invite them over for dinner. Invite both of them. Keep living your life. Don't change because of someone's actions. Keep being you and move forward through it. And it may be painful. And when the dinner's over, you may run in your room and throw your head in the pillow and cry. But you just built up a character in yourself that is so much stronger than other people see. And people will be blown away by your resolve. And that is what makes people different, or makes people really strong, is to have the resolve to look your enemy in the eye and say, you don't affect me. And eventually, even with, I mean, it's the stupid premise of the fake it till you make it, but eventually your resolve in growing it against adversity will become true. But anyway, I've reached the 15-minute mark. And man, go ahead, click like. I'm just rambling because I need to make these videos so people can see what's on my mind, do my own little vlog or whatever. And my more inspirational little meme type deals are going to be on TikTok because they're simple, they're thought out, they're whatever. And I'm preparing my speech for the write-off of how I'm going to, or speak off that I applied to go do, because I think that is a starting point for people to hear a message that it's going to change how the world works. Anyway, enjoy, guys. Stay happy.